Dubai rises from the desert like a vision, a city built to defy nature itself. But behind the shimmering skyline lies a truth few visitors ever see. Every skyscraper tells a story of ambition, but every shadow beneath it tells a story of cost. This is not just a city, it's a performance that never ends. For decades, Dubai sold the illusion that wealth equals happiness. The world believed it because believing was easier than asking what it cost. The sand became gold, and the gold became a brand. But brands, like Mirages, only exist when people keep looking. Every dream here begins with construction dust and ends with champagne. Every sunrise reflects off glass that hides what it took to build it. To outsiders, this is paradise perfected. 5-star hotels, iconic landmarks, infinite luxury. But for those who live beneath the towers, the view feels very different. The hospitality is flawless, but the human cost is hidden in plain sight. The world sees only the stage, not the strain behind the curtain. Tourism drives the illusion forward, a machine powered by perfection and protected by silence. When visitors land, they step into a masterpiece. What they don't realize is that the masterpiece never sleeps. Every moment in Dubai is choreographed, from the scent in the hotel lobby to the skyline seen from every rooftop pool. The luxury feels effortless, but effort fills every corner of it. Behind every welcome drink is someone working double shifts to make it look easy. Perfection doesn't come free. It comes from people you never meet. Dubai's tourism boom began with vision, but somewhere along the way the vision turned into velocity. Bigger hotels, higher towers, flashier attractions. Growth became the goal, not the means. The world applauded each new record, the tallest, the largest, the most luxurious. But no one asked how sustainable it was to stay at that speed. Even paradise gets tired when it's never allowed to rest. 5-star chains like the Atlantis, the Armani, and the Burj Al Arab built Dubai's global identity. But their elegance hides a dependency the city rarely discusses. Imported labor, imported luxury, imported life. From the food to the flooring, nearly everything is flown in, and every flight leaves a carbon trail in the sand. The cost of glamour doesn't disappear. It's just buried under more construction. In the race for opulence, the city forgot something simple. Wonder can't be engineered forever. Once everything becomes spectacular, nothing feels special anymore. What was once awe-inspiring now feels expected, and expectation kills curiosity. The very success that made Dubai famous now threatens to make it forgettable. Every global hub goes through this cycle: rise, peak, overpromise, fatigue. But Dubai's version happens at double speed because time here is currency. Tourists come for 2 days, influencers for 2 hours. No one stays long enough to understand. And so the story repeats: shine, share, leave. Locals know the rhythm well. The sound of cranes has become the city's heartbeat. There's always another island to reclaim, another resort to unveil, another record to break. The illusion of endless progress keeps investors happy, but it also keeps the city from breathing. Because in Dubai, slowing down looks like weakness, and weakness is not allowed. The paradox of perfection is that it leaves no room for mistakes, yet mistakes are what make a place human. Dubai's problem isn't that it's artificial, it's that it refuses to admit it. Every decision, from architecture to advertising, is made to impress, not to express. And in chasing admiration, the city risks losing authenticity altogether. When the temperature hits 50 degrees, the streets empty. The luxury retreats indoors. Air conditioning becomes the only climate that matters. The desert outside is silent, but not still. The city expands across a landscape that remembers what came before it. And that memory is starting to push back. Environmental stress is no longer theoretical. Groundwater is depleting faster than rainfall. Desalination plants run non-stop, feeding fountains that symbolize excess. The coastline erodes, while artificial islands sink millimeters each year. Even paradise can't outbuild physics. Still, the tourists come, drawn by the promise of limitless pleasure. They dine at Michelin-starred restaurants, stay at world-class hotels, and sail past man-made miracles. But the fantasy depends on fragility. Without constant upkeep, the glitter fades fast. Behind every smooth surface, Cracks are waiting to show. In a 5-star suite, you never see the stress. But step into the service corridors and the story changes. There, the air smells like detergent and exhaustion. Smiles are practiced, not natural. Luxury's backstage runs on invisible effort. Long shifts, low pay, high stakes. It's not a scandal, it's a system. The more the city expands, the more its contradictions grow. The same roads that lead to luxury hotels also lead to labor camps. One side of the city glows under chandeliers. The other side sleeps in fluorescent light. And yet, both are necessary for the illusion to exist. Dubai's miracle is built on duality: comfort and control, ambition and obedience. Visitors see only the first half. The rest stays under the desert heat, waiting to be acknowledged. But even the brightest light creates a shadow, and shadows always tell the truth eventually. The question isn't whether Dubai will face its reckoning, it's when. The tourism economy is changing worldwide. Travelers now crave meaning, not material. They want connection, not choreography. And Dubai, for all its beauty, still struggles with both. The city sells luxury but hides life. It offers spectacle but fears sincerity. That's what makes its story so fascinating and so fragile. Dubai wants to be everything at once: modern, traditional, global, local. But in trying to please everyone, it risks pleasing no one for long. When culture becomes curated for convenience, it stops feeling real. And travelers notice authenticity even when they can't define it. Still, Dubai has one undeniable strength: reinvention. It has failed, pivoted, and reborn itself more times than most countries have changed governments. Every setback becomes an opportunity to rebrand. Every crisis becomes a campaign. That adaptability might yet save it, if it can learn when to pause. Because sustainability isn't about slowing growth, it's about redefining success. Success that includes people, not just profits. Progress that preserves rather than consumes. Dubai could lead the future of luxury if it chooses responsibility over reputation. The world is watching, not for the next tower, but for the next transformation. When the tourists leave, the city exhales, just for a moment. The skyline glows like a mirage that refuses to fade, even when no one's watching. At night, the lights disguise the fatigue, but under the neon, even perfection needs rest. The desert doesn't forget what stands on it. Beneath the glass towers, ancient silence waits for its turn. The dunes, once endless, now face roads that slice through their memory. And the wind still whispers, nothing lasts forever. Dubai built its identity on being unstoppable. But even the unstoppable must one day slow down. Growth is no longer the problem. Direction is. And direction is harder to control than speed. 5-star hotels compete to reinvent the meaning of luxury. Infinity pools give way to underwater suites, private beaches, and sky restaurants. Each innovation dazzles, but every indulgence leaves a mark. Behind every pool of calm lies a sea of consumption. Water, the city's most precious resource, is bought by the gallon from the ocean. Desalination keeps fountains dancing in 45-degree heat. The irony is breathtaking. Water meant to symbolize wealth now threatens the environment that sustains it. Tourism. Videos show paradise, not pressure. The sunrises are beautiful, but they rise over a city that never truly sleeps. Every light left on for beauty burns a little more of tomorrow, and no one talks about that side of luxury. The city's story isn't one of villains and victims, it's a mirror, a reflection of the world's obsession with speed, wealth, and spectacle. We built Dubai to remind ourselves that anything is possible. Now it reminds us that everything comes with consequence. Luxury once meant rarity. Now it means repetition. Every skyline begins to look the same. Every experience polished to perfection. And perfection by nature feels cold. Travelers who once came for wonder now come for Wi-Fi. Their expectations evolve faster than the destinations they visit. When you can have everything, curiosity dies. And curiosity was what made travel sacred. The high-end hotels still fill their rooms, the brunches overflow, the yachts shimmer in the bay. But behind every glass of champagne is a silent question. What happens when the fantasy stops selling? No one expects collapse. But all empires of excess eventually meet a mirror. Even gold loses its luster when seen too often, and even paradise can exhaust its guests. There are quiet conversations happening behind the scenes. Developers talking about sustainability, managers whispering about conscience. They know the next era of luxury isn't about marble, it's about meaning. Guests no longer want to just consume. They want to connect, to hear a local story, to feel a moment that isn't manufactured. And Dubai's future depends on whether it can deliver that truth. Culture has always existed here, but it was hidden behind the glass. Now it's starting to resurface. Small galleries open in Al Serkal Avenue, poetry returns to old courtyards, and local chefs turn heritage dishes into art. These are the quiet revolutions, not advertised, but alive. They give Dubai something money can't buy: depth. And depth may be the city's only path to endurance. Because when the next economic wave hits, only the authentic will stay afloat. The luxury hotels are listening. Brands once built on indulgence now speak of regeneration. They plant mangroves near Jebel Ali, cut plastic use, and train local youth in hospitality leadership. It's a start, small, symbolic, but sincere. Because sustainability isn't a trend here, it's survival. The desert teaches balance better than any classroom. It rewards restraint and punishes excess. Dubai is beginning to relearn that language. Quietly, carefully, through the hum of reinvention. There's still extravagance. There always will be. But now, there's also awareness. Awareness that the Mirage must evolve into meaning, or it will evaporate under its own light. The city doesn't need to abandon its luxury. It needs to redefine it. Luxury that protects rather than consumes. Experiences that honor rather than overwhelm. Because the new traveler, the one who stays, not scrolls, is coming. And they'll choose places that align with their values, not just their feed. Dubai's challenge is to stay extraordinary without staying excessive. To move from manufactured paradise to mindful progress. That's how the next chapter begins. Not with another record, but with reflection. Not with another tallest tower, but with a deeper question. What do we want our legacy to be? The Burj Khalifa will still pierce the sky. The beaches will still glow under golden light. But the city's real future won't be measured in height. It will be measured in harmony. Dubai has already proven it can build anything. Now it must prove it can sustain it. The next generation of travelers will reward that shift with loyalty and respect. Because beauty without conscience feels hollow, but beauty with integrity changes everything. And that is where Dubai's true power lies, in its capacity to evolve. The city that defied the desert can now lead the world toward responsible opulence. A model not of excess, but of endurance. A promise that prosperity and preservation can coexist. When the last tourist leaves and the lights dim, Dubai will still stand. Not as a mirage, but as a monument to lessons learned. Its glamour may fade, but its purpose can deepen. And that, more than any tower, will be its lasting legacy. So the next time you stand before the skyline, look beyond the shimmer. See the stories, the sacrifices, the shift beneath the surface. Because in Dubai's reflection, the world can see its own truth. A truth as old as the desert, that all mirages fade, but meaning remains.